The AP poll, drugs, pure drugs this week. I cannot believe what I am looking at. This is not worth the paper that we wrote it on. See, I don't print. I write it. I have no words, but I'm going to try. So this is going to get worse as we go on. But number 1 and number 2 are okay. Like, it starts off well enough. Oregon's number 1, Georgia's number 2. It's a prove-it week for Penn State. Now, I want you to notice something. Everyone stop for a second. Look at what Director Collins just put on the board here. Penn State's number 3. Ohio State's number 4. Now, what have we talked about for a long time? People call James Franklin overrated, and then I say he's not overrated, he's properly rated. And then they say, he never beats Ohio State. And then I say, but when are they rated above Ohio State? If he's overrated, that means he's losing to teams that they're rated above. He's only losing to teams that are rated higher than him. How's he overrated? And then they just shout nonsense words. Well, we have a little bit of an issue because it is Penn State-Ohio State week now. And Penn State's got home field advantage, and they're rated above Ohio State. So James Franklin needs to win this thing Saturday, or else I cannot use my usual go-to defense mechanism of, well, he's beating the teams he's rated below. He's beating the teams he's rated above. Just something to note there. Just something to note. Miami's still at 5th. No problem. Texas dropped. I want you to just bookmark this concept. Texas beat Vandy yesterday, close, and dropped. Interesting, right? To be continued. Tennessee's at 7, no problem. Notre Dame bumped up 4 points, because they got a ranked win and all. I'm not knocking Notre Dame. You can already tell, because sometimes there's just coincidence in the tone that I take multiple times about a team in a show, and that gets misconstrued into he hates us, and I don't. I just think it's a little laughable sometimes, the way this stuff works. Okay, BYU is at 9. Totally deserved. I have turned over a new leaf with Brigham Young, got no problem with it. Texas A&M's at 10. They're up 4 spots. What is the ceiling of that team? I think the toughest game for their season to date is this Saturday. That's how serious I'm taking that game at South Carolina. Clemson is at 11. So is Iowa State, because somehow we have ties in the AP poll. No problem with the placement of either. Indiana is at 13. Can someone please explain to me, the bastions of integrity over there voting on the AP, why is Indiana not a top 10 team? Notice, you're claiming to do rankings, not power ratings. So this team's undefeated in a major conference. You know good and well if that was a Block M or a Buckeye logo, they'd be top 5. I'm going full Tim Brando on you right here. Pure playoff privilege, even in an expanded playoff era. The wag of the finger there. Shame on all of you. Bama's at 14. They're going into a bye week. Then they play LSU. We'll know everything we need to know. Boise's at 15. Saw them in person Friday night. The quintessential football team. No NFL scouts standing there on the pregame gawking at folks like they were the Texas game the next day that I went to. Just a really good, really impressive football team. LSU's at 16. They dropped 8 spots, so I think they're underrated now from a power ratings perspective. JP Poll's still going to have them higher Tuesday. Kansas State, I'm good with them at 17. There is big detachment with Pitt. Pitt is the new Brigham Young for me now. Pitt, I don't have him in the top 30 in the power rating, but the AP has him number 18. Why is Pitt not higher? So I ask again, if you're not claiming to do the power rating thing, if you're just doing rankings based off merit, why is Pitt not higher? Why is Indiana not higher? People need to choose a lane over there. Ole Miss is at 19. Big detachment team. I've got them top 10. In fact, in a power rating format, I have got Ole Miss. Yeah, they're going to be top 10 this week. I'm looking at our raw numbers. We got to do injury calibration and stuff. But yeah, they're going to be top 10. AP has them at 19. Ole Miss dropped a spot. Why? Wow. Anyway, look, that's not even by far the most egregious thing that I'm about to talk about in the next 2 minutes. SMU's at 20. SMU, I need you to understand something about what happened last night. Most of you didn't watch. SMU goes to Duke. SMU was our best bet of the week, minus 11.5. They won by 1, so they didn't cover. So you may think to yourself, oh, you picked that one wrong. No, well, we nailed the pick. SMU was minus 6 turnovers and still won the game. If you attribute 3 points to 3.5 points per turnover, which is standard variation of application of a turnover as it relates to value, then we probably figure SMU is somewhere between a 17 and a 20-point winner in an even turnover game. That's the one that'll aggravate you when you watch them go minus 6 turnovers. And the thing about me watching a game is I am very spiteful. So if I bet a team, case in point, UTSA, if I bet a team and I'm laying points and I find out you're not going to cover for me, I'm already suffering. I want you to suffer. So I want you to lose outright. And SMU had the audacity to turn it over 6 times and still win. This is nothing personal against Rhett Lashley and company out there, but the spiteful side of me thought you deserved to lose. And if you listen to Rhett Lashley after the game, which I did, friend of the program, of course, he sounded as apologetic as I've ever heard a coach sound for a win. It was almost like he was I know he wasn't, but it was as close as a coach has ever come to sounding ashamed that they found a way to win a game. But they did find a way to win it, so that's good. All right, this is where it's going to go off the rails, so just, Colin, stick with it as long as we have to. Army is number 21. That's fine. I don't trust the model on service academies. Washington State's at 22. All due respect to Washington State, they probably don't belong there. You know what? Forget that. It's fine. Washington State being there is fine. I'm going to have Ryan Leaf texting me before the show's over. Washington State being there is fine. I don't even want to spend time on that because of what we have to talk about here. Colorado's at 23. I don't have a problem with that. Colorado is, I'm just going to spoil it for you, Colorado's going to be in the JP poll this week. Illinois is at 24, not even close. We got Illinois in the 40s, I think. Yeah, Illinois is not close. I mean, Illinois got drugged yesterday. Had a shot to go out there and represent themselves well. Oregon, which may be the best team in the country right now, drug them. Missouri is ranked. Missouri has been outscored 75-10 against the only 2 ranked conference opponents that they have played. Missouri is a bad football team right now. We have not had them in the top 25 for 5 weeks. And these fools at the AP poll still have them 25th. Now, here's the real fun part. The same people who committed this crime against college football, Missouri still ranked, they don't have Vandy ranked. Vandy plays Texas to within a field goal. So much so that the AP looks at it in all its infinite wisdom and says, we're going to drop Texas for that. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to elevate Vandy. The audacity of you people, hashtag, to still have Missouri ranked here. Just release a statement that says you don't watch the sport. Just release a statement that says, we don't really care. Here are some rankings anyway, period. The date, Sunday, October 27th, 2024. This is stupidity. It's just stupidity. Missouri ranked still. I got nothing against Missouri. They're not good. They're not good. They're not in the top 25. They shouldn't be in the top 30. I'm going to tell you where I have them right now. Raw numbers. I got Missouri 39th in the country. That may be high. Missouri's not a good team right now. But still top 25, man. Still top 25. And you know what? For all the conspiracy theorists out there, I don't even know how to push back on it because I know what you guys are going to say. Bama's probably going to find a way to keep themselves in this thing at the end. And then the playoff committee is going to look at them beating Missouri like a drum, like they should have yesterday. And you know what they're going to call it? I'm going to sound like Danny Cannell. They're going to call it a ranked win. You know why? Because by the letter of the AP law, Bama over Missouri yesterday was a ranked win. A disgrace. An absolute disgrace. That paper's going in the trash, and so too should the AP rankings for this week. All we can do is release the JP poll Tuesday. That's all we can do.